Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're all having a good week so far. So I'm here with part 3 of my 4-part tutorial of how to draw a cat in coloured pencil, and today I'm going to focus on the ear. As you can see, I've already completed the left ear, and so I'm going to talk you through how to achieve this look with the right. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to zoom in so hopefully you'll be able to see the finer details better. So, using my Caran white pencil, I'm going to mark out where the very fair hair will be on the inside of the ear. Just as I did with the eyebrows, I'm using quite hard pressure here to really imprint on the tooth of the paper. This is the only time that I will use this pressure at the beginning of the section I'm colouring. You don't need to be perfectly precise with the placing of these hairs, as we will be layering many colours over the top later. Next, taking my Ivory Polychromos pencil, I etch around the outside of the ear, using my mono eraser to remove the pencil line as I go. Using an orange-brown tone, I think this one is burnt ochre, I begin to sketch in a very light base for the outer ear. I'm also faintly outlining the fair hairs so we can see a more definitive contrast between them and the ochre. You want to study your reference photo carefully to see the direction which the hair is facing, as with all animal fur or hair, it is never the same. The pressure I'm using with the pencil here is incredibly light, as to avoid creating any harsh, dark lines that will stand out too much at this stage. Here I'm beginning to create the vein that can be seen, and also adding some slightly darker hairs to the outer area of the ear. Once this is done, I use my pencil blender to go over this. You'll notice that with the pencil blender, I'm using this in a similar way to my pencil rather than a painterly effect. Going back in with the ivory, I'm adding some lighter values to the fur that overlaps the bottom of the ear and then blending again. Then I use my Derwent pink pencil to create more of a fleshy tone for the ear. I'm using the same ochre to add definition. Here I also add colour to the pocket of the ear, the very thin flap that can be seen on a cat's ear near the base. I did a bit of research on this as I was unsure what to refer to it as, and discovered that the name for it is Henry's pocket. That's not the anatomical name for it, but I thought it was rather peculiar. It's also unknown exactly why cats have this, mysterious creatures that they are. I decided here from looking at the reference photo that Loki's Henry's pocket, that's a mouthful isn't it, needed to be angled a bit more, so I draw this in. Using a darker brown tone, I lightly add a few darker areas of shadow. Then, with a deeper yellow, I'm using medium pressure to create tiny hairs on the outer ear. I'm very careful where I place this colour because it is very bold. After layering my previous colours, I'm back to using the brown, and I'm using this to create a deeper section of hair, and then also to accentuate the vein slightly. Just here there is an eyebrow which goes straight through the middle of the other hairs, so I'm going over this now with my white. over with some of my previous colours in much the same way, we're starting to see the ear come to life visually. Zooming the camera out enables us to see this a bit better. I'm darkening the area around the pocket. This part will be darker due to being behind the main section of the ear. The technique I use here is really useful if you accidentally place too much pigment on the paper. All I'm doing is placing my eraser over the area I want to lighten and then pressing down with a medium pressure. The eraser picks up some of the pigment, as you can see here. This is a useful technique as coloured pencil isn't the easiest medium to erase if you go wrong unless it's in the lighter stages. I'm just going back over where my eyebrow is with my mono eraser, and then I'm going to go back around it with my ochre. Switching back to my burnt ochre, I'm creating a more defined outline around the lighter hairs. Using the dark brown, I'm creating depth again by adding more colour to the shadowed areas. So I've zoomed out again here just to show you how I'm holding my pencil. My fingers are at the very end and this enables me to get very faint shading, which is why I'm doing this here with my dark brown. By holding the pencil in this way, I'm able to use the side of the lead rather than the point. If I hold my pencil further up, I can create much more richer values and have a lot better control. I just wanted to show you here the trick I used to get a sharp edge on my eraser. As you can see, I'm literally using a pair of scissors to cut off the very tip to create a flat surface. Then I will be able to go over the hairs on my ears. So after this, I'm creating more layers, adding dark and light accordingly. In between these stages, I'm using my pencil blender to enable me to further layer on top. We're coming to the final stages of this tutorial now. Here I decided to add more white hairs to get a more realistic look, so I used my eraser to achieve this. I then go back over these with my white pencil. The final step is to outline the white hairs with the light brown. To do this, I apply medium pressure to my pencil. This will make them stand out a little more. And that, guys, is the finished ear. I hope you enjoyed watching. Stay tuned for the last part of this tutorial where I will be going through the nose and the whiskers. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the 2 previous videos if you missed them. See you soon.